Communication isn't just about talking. It's a full cycle where ideas turn into messages. Messages are shared, received, and then understood. One theory that helps explain this well is Argyle's communication cycle, developed by psychologist Michael Argyle. And what makes this model stand out is that it doesn't just focus on words. It places strong emphasis on nonverbal cues, things like facial expressions, gestures, posture, and eye contact. The cycle itself is made up of 6 key stages, and it starts when someone gets an idea they want to share. That idea might be a thought, a feeling, or a need. Let's say someone notices their friend is wearing a nice dress. The thought pops into their head. That dress looks really lovely. That's the beginning of the cycle, the moment the need to communicate is born. Next, that idea needs to be shaped into a message. This is called encoding. The person might think about how to phrase the compliment, what words to use, what tone to speak in, whether to smile or use a gesture. So, in their mind, they prepare. I'll say, "Your dress is beautiful," with a cheerful tone and a smile. This part of the process is about deciding the best way to express the idea. Then, the message is sent. The speaker delivers their compliment using the chosen words and expressions. But it's not just about speaking. The way they look, their posture, their body language, it all adds meaning. Communication is often more about how something is said than what's actually said. Now, the message reaches the other person. This is where the cycle continues. The friend hears the words, sees the expression, and notices the tone of voice. Maybe they pick up on the compliment immediately, or maybe they focus more on the tone or the facial expression. This is the point where the message is received, and the brain starts working on what it really means. Following it, decoding comes next. The receiver begins to process the message. They think about what was said, how it was said, and what it could mean. Maybe they feel flattered and smile in return, or maybe they hesitate, unsure if it was a genuine compliment. Decoding is deeply personal. It's about making sense of someone else's idea through one's own understanding. The mark away the message was notice. Finally, we reach the stage where the message is fully understood. At this point, the receiver gets the meaning. They know what the other person was trying to say, and they respond, maybe with a "thank you," a nod, a smile, or a return compliment. And just like that, the cycle begins again, now with the roles reversed. This cycle keeps communication flowing, and in real-life settings like health and social care, it becomes even more important. Many people in these settings rely on one-to-one interaction, and using Argyle's model can help professionals, carers, and even patients to better connect, especially when words aren't always easy to find. It allows for meaningful exchange, even when the conversation is more about expressions than speech. But of course, like any model, there are limitations. Communication depends on both people being fully involved. If the person receiving the message is unwell, distracted, or simply not in the mood to talk, the cycle can break. And in some cases, like when someone has a communication difficulty or disability, the model might not apply in the usual way. If a person is unable to decode or respond, it becomes hard for communication to move forward. Still, the strength of Argyle's communication cycle lies in its simplicity and its focus on both verbal and nonverbal messages. It reminds us that good communication is about more than just talking. It's about being understood. It's about timing, expression, and connection. And above all, it's a two-way process where listening is just as important as speaking.